So, Brendan, let's talk about this concept of a family meeting.
Mhm.
You and I have talked a lot about this. I have quarterbacked a lot of these where I'm maybe a facilitator in this type of a meeting because it's not the most comfortable thing in the world
Right.
to have. Sometimes we don't really know how to even start.
Right.
Talk to me about maybe the research and what is the dynamic around this and the importance of doing this when it comes to estate planning.
Okay, so the whole idea behind a family meeting, it doesn't have to be formal. The idea is it to be intentional about facilitating a conversation amongst all family members or all parties that are part of an estate plan. So we do a good job of focusing on how to prepare the assets for the family, but there's not enough focus on preparing the family to receive the assets. And so the idea behind it is we want to facilitate this conversation because when we look at the families who do estate planning and legacy the best, when you look at the most successful estate plans, there's this common thread when you look at it, and it's open, consistent dialogue amongst all parties. They talk frequently, they talk openly about who's going to get what and why. And so it creates this level of trust that makes the process seamless. And so that's the idea of this meeting. Now, you mentioned something a second ago that I think is probably a crucial element. It can be awkward. I think a lot of people that don't have these families that don't have the meeting or don't have these conversations, it's because it's awkward. They don't want to bring it up. They don't know how to bring it up. And so if you're going to do it, the ones that tend to do the best, the conversations that go the best are almost always facilitated by a third party, somebody else that's there to, if nothing else, guide the conversation in an intentional way. But also what it'll end up happening is it's somebody that can help diffuse emotion, diffuse potential tension. And so it not only does it give you a little bit of a guide, but it gives you somebody to facilitate. And those conversations almost always go best when you have that person there.
Well, and the one thing that I've seen as well in being the quarterback of many of those meetings is I want to make sure that every single person is heard.
Right.
And sometimes what will happen is you'll have one or two people that will try to dominate the conversation.
Yep.
And that may be the way that it tends, but I want to make sure that everyone gets their say and everyone has their time so that everyone's time is valued and it's actually heard.
Yeah.
And I see that quite a bit. I think the other thing is this is also an opportunity for, the matriarch, the patriarch of the family to talk about their values and their legacy and what they really want to pass down, maybe beyond the money.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, because legacy goes beyond the money, right? It is your values, your stories, the things that you want to pass down. And so a lot of people hear that and they think to themselves, yeah, you know what? That's right. That's true. But they don't know exactly what to do about it. They're like, what are our values? What are our life lessons? How would we pass that down? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're talk about. We're going to talk about how to go through a process to identify that and have those conversations and pass that stuff down. Because we all know if we want to get the money side in order, it's not that it's not hard. It is hard, right? But that's a dime a dozen. You go get an estate planning attorney or whatever, and you get the documents that you need. We're going to talk a little bit more about how to do the human side of it and a process for doing that.
Okay, perfect. Well, look forward to seeing you at the event January 27th.
Yeah, can't wait to be here.
Great, thanks.